I have two cats that are over 7 years old. I also got them when they were 5 months old. I'm a cat person. I always had cats since I'm out of high school, actually, since I was 19 years old. So I never thought of getting a dog. And then out of the blue, I was literally pulled to go to the Humane Society. And I went a couple of times and I left empty-handed. And then all of a sudden something told me, get over there quickly. So I went over on a Sunday, and you know, they have a lot of pit bulls that they bring back from Miami because of the illegal gambling that they do for the dog fights and stuff, you know. So there's a lot of those over there, and the pit bulls and Rottweilers and everything. That's not my kind of dog. So when I saw her, you know, this angelic little being that was only 4 months old, 5 months old, actually, she just took my heart my heart just went out of my body, you know, and it's like, oh God, you're coming with me. That's it, you know. And so 4 months later, here we are. And so she's become buddies with my black cat, but the other cat, who was not the alpha, is he was second in demand. So my two boys are cats, and the dog is a girl. So the gray one was not the alpha, was second in command. So when the alpha was hungry, he pushes the other one aside, you know, get out of my way, I'm hungry, it's too bad for you. So now when they saw me coming home with a dog, the gray one was angry with me for a whole month, because it's like, how dare you? Now I'm third in command. There's no hope for me now to win anything. So there's no love there, let me tell you, with the dog. So they just stay clear out of each other's way. But they now know that nobody's leaving. This is it. This is the family.
So let's talk about that, about our life right now. But let's switch that shift about no one's going to go anywhere and this is it, or is this not it? No,
I'm talking about the animals, because they were hoping, the cats were telling me, you know, it's like, is she staying? Talking about the dog. And that's what I told them. Yes, this is the family now. The dog is staying, the cats are staying, everybody is staying in this house.
So so as we're going to switch the shift right now, as we're coming into our last hour, Carol, what message that you want to share with the world that you're being channeled to us right now? I'm feeling that you're being guided and directed.
Oh, it's so easy. Sheri, it's so easy. We need to love ourselves and each other. That's all there is. And if everyone opens up our hearts all at the same time to accept everything that we are, and to accept each other without any judgment, instead of saying, oh, I don't like him, he's got a beard. Oh, I don't like her, she wears glasses. Oh, I don't like her, her hair is different, you know, for whatever reason. All this needs to stop. And just by opening up our hearts and accepting, it's love. Love is the only thing that will heal. And it's there. It always has been, always will be. So that's the universal message. It's love.
Thank you, Carol, for sharing.
My pleasure.
Who would like to share next? Who would like to share next?
I just think that the only thing I can add to anything that Carol said is just broaden the scope. Humanity's scope has been too narrow for far too long. And with love, all things are possible. So broaden the scope, push the limits. You know, let's blow the roof off of this thing. You know what I mean? In a figurative manner.
Not physically.
You know, like
not literally.
yeah.
No.
So,
Literally.
Yeah, we don't want to blow our brains out, you know. We're,
No.
No,
we're powerful
Yeah.
beings of light here. It's like we don't want to.
yeah. No, I mean like off consciousness. You know, let's let it expand. You know, there's no limit to it. So
No, there isn't.
So I was going to follow up with not just to love ourselves and each other, you know, animals. We're talking about animals tonight, and everyone. I love that everyone's, you know, who has animals, they're giving them, you know, letting them come have this experience with them. And you know, animals they're here to teach us as well. You know, animals are just, they don't pretend to be anything else other than what they are. Animals come into with their own soul agreements and contracts too. So, you know, I just feel like it's love for all beings, all animals, earth, the water, the oceans, everything. Just permeate love in every direction out into the cosmos.
everything in creation, no soul above another.
What we put out there, we really do get back. So, and I only want love and happiness, joy.
And be grateful.
Yeah.
I know I am.
Me too.
I'm complete.
Yeah. Like Clubhouse.
and don't be in fear. To complement what Michelle and Bobby said, and Carol also. To be in love, well, we need to be out of fear. So that's all it is.
You know, I thank you for the confirmation, Miss Nusha. Thank you. Yes, I think, you know, one of the beauties and the opportunities that we have to be here in the moment on this planet, such a rare opportunity. We're getting a chance to step into a brand new, brave new world. And it is love and this ability to expand our consciousness in love that will take us fast into this new world. Everything else is the illusion. And so as we stand firm in our commitment to love and gratitude and doing it with grace, we'll be the ones that move into the light, move into that next space. You know, I think it is such an honor to be here and to be working consciously towards that. And I am truly grateful.
And it's also about allowing yourself to be kind and gentle to yourself, and, you know, allow change in gentle ways. It doesn't have to be harsh. It doesn't have to be unkind. And for us to really honor our space when we need to just be with ourselves, because sometimes we'll get so caught up in the moment of what we're feeling emotionally, and it can be so daunting sometimes to feel things. And I know from experience that, you know, it can take you down pathways that are not so enjoyable. And if we keep remembering who we truly are and be our authentic selves along the way, and know that having an emotion doesn't mean that you have to play the game of expressing that emotion to everybody. It's really for you to hone in and allow your heart essence to open up and sing and allow that emotion to be expressed for you, but it's not a time for you to express your stress with someone else unless they're there to help you, to guide you. But from experiences with my children, it's not a time for them to take on my energy. You know, I'm being responsible for me by coming into my personal space and allowing me to go through whatever it is I need to go through, and then come out of it like a metamorphosis of a butterfly and go, okay, I can now be with you guys. And sometimes it just takes us being truly honest in that way. So
Juliana, it's so funny you said that, because a week ago I was driving back my daughter from college, so for the weekend, and the car was having issue because before it broke down, and I was stressing out, and my daughter was exactly doing what you said. Don't let it out. I don't need it. And she was very clear about it, as if even my daughter, who is not really very intuitive, she is the exact opposite of me, at least currently. And she was still seeing exactly what you're seeing. So that was really funny that you were bringing it there, as if to work it inside, don't propagate, especially if you're releasing stuff.
Yeah,
and
it's
working
not
on
about
stuff.
fixing anybody.
No,
It's not
no
about
fixing. It was
Yeah,
more
it's
of
about
a release
connecting.
because we go through stuff. I had the last 2 weeks, it felt more as if I'm revisiting old stuff that I learned. And it was kind of a revisit of, you thought you got that lesson, but let me tell you. And then you got, oh shoot, I've known that. I've been through it. So at least in my case, I've seen a lot of revisiting of stuff I had before, as if it's going into a deeper level, because it was in a different consciousness of actually, wait a second, where am I? So it was in a different level. So that was what I've experienced. And it's annoying on the one hand, and it's brilliant on the other, because you know you're evolving.
Yes.
That was my
And
2
it
cents.
shows you where you're holding, memories, or where you're holding energy. And it's not about that. It's really about the expansion.
And it's the peeling of the onion, right? So we have learning moments, but if we're here and we're still alive, then there's always more opportunities to learn more. So you get the lesson for sure, but then there's another layer to it, and you get that one, and then there's another layer to that. So it's this continuing peeling back of the onion, and just continuing stepping more consciously into who you are, and your purpose, fulfilling it here on the planet.
Like a cosmic pop quiz of last semester's learnings.
Good way to put it.
I think sometimes we're just so hard on ourselves. We really need to be, as I believe it was Juliana, I think you were saying that, there's an opportunity for us to be gentle with ourselves, to be kinder to ourselves, to be more compassionate to ourselves. And we're all guilty of, being so hard sometimes. It's okay. we can do it again. We can do it better again. We have another opportunity to do it again and to get better. So we are spiritual beings, but we are having a human experience, and we can be more as much as loving and forgiving and compassionate that we are to everybody else. We can extend that to ourselves as well.
I can share something that this conversation is just spurring for me is I listened to a podcast this week by Martha Beck. She's an author, speaker, and she's done research about like what we all desire in just the quiet of the night. So she's researched people who are super, super wealthy to the poorest of the poor, and she found out that we all desire four things within our soul, which is peace, joy, love, and freedom. So we've all kind of been like talking about those things. So it reminded me of just this talk that I heard, and just those are things in general, even before hearing this talk, of how can I take actions in my life to bring more of that into the world. And then from that example that I'm living, you know, it spurs other people to take actions in their own life too. So yeah, but we're here to help awaken others, and I feel like by our example and not even anything else is the beauty of really waking other people up instead of, and through love, of course, and the peace that we emanate and the joy that we live and the freedom that we're living too, that will help ignite the passion in others to do that too.
And I want to thank Sheri for providing these openings for everybody. It's I'm infinitely grateful that I stepped up to the calling, because it has not been it was a bumpy ride for the past year and a half for me physically and in many other areas, but I'm here now, and I'm grateful for that. So thank you.
By the way, I have kidney stones currently, and I was like, I'm going to be there at 5, a little bit before, and I'll make it happen. I'll make it happen. And guess what? I'm currently good. It was really rocking. Those rocks were really painful. And I was suddenly like, oh, wait, I'm good currently. So just saying, guys, you've been amazing. I was so lucky to be in the fun room because apparently my kidney loved it because it let me peace. So thank you.
I think it might be called the kidney because it might be attached to the inner child.
Gosh.
The kidney.
Oh, geez.
But no,
we're glad you're better.
Yeah. No,
He's making a joke.
Yeah, I was just making a joke, but seriously, the reason that it spurned my attention to it is because in my head I'm sitting there playing with an acronym that I wasn't spelling correctly, but it's random acts of kindness.
Yeah.
Random acts of kindness, down to smiling somebody when you're driving by in the car, or nodding your head to somebody as you pass them on the sidewalk, can change somebody's whole day. Like literally, that's Kabbalah. That's a transmutation of energy. You know,
When I drive my son home from school, I always wave and say thank you to the crossing guards, because they're protecting, you know, our future children. And it's like, thank you so much for doing your job so well. I appreciate it so much. Can't be here without each and every one of you doing this with me. So I give them thanks. And, you know, every time the garbage man comes, He must think I'm a real cuckoo around there. I'm like, thank you. And I see smiles, so I guess that's a good sign.
And I just want to thank Sheri
Yeah.
again,
Thank you, Sheri.
for another amazing event. Thank you, Sheri. And, you know, it's always, we're just so grateful for you, and grateful that you're in our lives and part of our family. So much gratitude for you.
Thank you guys for being here. And I love to see you guys, you know, watching you elevate. So what did you get out of this, I hate to say session, but you know, you've been with me for maybe about 2 or 3 months now. And, you know, in the matter of time, I've watched you go overboard, you know, I'm hearing the word overboard, and you know, maybe can we tap into the word of overboard and underboard with the community?
Mhm.
I'm hearing that. I don't know why I'm being told that to ask you.
Yeah. Well, definitely. Yeah, we're trying not to do that as much anymore.
Yeah, on Clubhouse
We've,
especially.
yeah, especially this past week, we've limited our time. You know, and just whatever all these energies are going on, it's I've definitely felt it. So I've just been taking time for myself, and allowing these whatever's the process is going on, all the integration happening. But yeah, I feel like the things become more clear, you know, especially for me and Bobby, what our roles ultimately could be or are meant to. I feel like it's kind of an adventure. We're learning as we go, and new things come open to us all the time, and that's happening for everybody. But I feel like it's such a unique gift, and I'm so grateful for it. It wasn't easy to get here, you know, but
But it was worth
I'm
it.
glad neither one of us gave up. So
It was worth it.
Yeah,
It
it was
wasn't
worth
easy,
it. Yeah,
but it was worth it.
yeah.
And what,
Guys, I'm hearing that you're going to get an expansion, so take it easy, because
Yeah.
they're showing me you were talking and they were saying prior expansion, and then they
Yes.
showed me you like it's getting even like this.
Yes, yes.
So
And I feel that. Yeah, yeah.
so
Thank
more
you.
is coming. So
Yeah,
you know,
Oh yeah. Like,
the no need to rush anymore. And thank you for that, because I was feeling that too. Like I feel like we can sit back now, and we have enough connections to let others help in this process and the things that we've been assigned to do. So yeah,
I
it's,
don't
thank you
not
for
just
sharing.
that. It's not that just that. It's really you're getting an expansion yourself.
Yeah.
So you could use your energy also for
Yeah.
just the word chill.
to integrate.
Really.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because definitely there's been a lot of new awarenesses and a much more clear direction, and now it's even a bigger scope. That's what happens. It's like you get there and you think that okay, you got it, and then it's like a funnel opens up. It's like it just keeps happening. It's beautiful, but sometimes daunting.
Well, but I think that's how life was meant to be, is
Yeah.
because if we just got to one place and then there was nothing beyond that, that would be stagnation, and that goes a lot against the laws of energy. So
Super important to stay
yeah.
grounded with these energies the way that they are. Like that's like the number one thing that they keep like super grounded. And also they've been stressing for us anyways, to set aside a time during the day, like every day, that you go and you connect, and that you know, you have to like you know, it's like this stuff comes first, y'all. You know what I mean? Like they're stressing that we do this daily, and that we really, because they always reference this word mete, M-E-T-E. And it means, it means in the ancient Hebrew, it means the force that you meet with, you will also be met with. Okay, so the effort that we put into this is the effort that we are met with. So it's all up to us, and you know, it's not like we don't already have a lot on us, but we can bear more.
But it's an investment in ourselves, you know, 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes, 15 minutes,
Yeah.
whatever it is, you know, that's a small investment in yourself
Mhm,
to really connect
mhm.
and to connect to source, to God. You know, it's a
They're
small.
saying you got
small-
instruction. So that's
No,
all I can say.
they're
They
just-
said they're giving you
Mhm.
instruction.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So part of it is probably that, but I got the
Yeah.
feeling there are more.
It is. Yeah.
So I'm not gonna ask, but I get the feeling they're showing me, yeah, actually they're more than just what he named. So none
Yeah.
of my business, but that's what I got.
Mhm.
Okay, so I need to ask a question. I'm sorry. I'm
Go
very
ahead.
new to all this, but what was the language that you were speaking, Michael Boyer and the lady?
It's
So it's called light language.
Oh, it's Latin. Okay.
Yeah, light
Light
language.
language.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the language of the soul is what I call it. Is how I describe it. It's the language of the soul. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
I'm new to all these stuff. I'm just learning.
No worries. No worries. Yeah. We
It's-
love questions.
it's meant to be felt. It's meant to bypass the cognitive thinking so
Yeah.
that we can't judge it.
It goes the subconscious brain it's understood subconsciously. So even if you don't understand what the words are, there's a resonation in the soul that will understand parts of it, all of it, or or whatever it's meant to.
Whatever you're meant to.
But Latin is the root for many other languages like Spanish. I can speak Spanish. That's my first language, but I could not understand what you were saying. So I was like, oh my goodness, this is like I didn't understand. So thank you. Sorry.
Explain that?
This is your first time hearing it?
For
Michelle,
me?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I've never heard this before. It's just I was like, oh my goodness, what's happening? What is she talking about?
So from a Christian standpoint, this would be like the
Like
same
speaking
thing
in
as like
tongues.
speaking in tongues or your spirit language. Okay. So it's literally the language of the soul.
Yeah.
And it's just as consciousness expands, it grows and expands also. So it's kind of like a more advanced form. That can be a lot more integrated with it because it's not about what's being said. It's about the tones and the frequencies, because they're activations for us along this journey.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've
That's-
activated people's light language, and I know just looking at the screen, Kath here is one of our
Mhm.
friends, and so we activated her light language.
Well, not
And
us,
then
but-
before we were done, she was starting speaking her light language, singing beautiful.
Yeah, now she's singing.
She's
like
singing. A lot of times it comes in song too. So.
Mhm. It
yeah.
can be song, dance, art,
Mhm.
sign language.
Mhm.
I mean, it's literally, it's really, it's just the creativity of your soul being expressed. The intimacies of your soul coming to surface. So
I hope that explains.
That's awesome. I'm sorry. I was like, wow, I was impressed. Just saying.
Well, hopefully we made it clear, not more confusing.
So do we all, you're kind of saying like we all have a signature
Mhm.
light language.
Yes. Yeah.
'Cause I was curious, Michelle, of like when like you first had your experience with your own.
So yeah, thank you for asking. I know I was speaking light language as a child, but I didn't know that that's what it was. I just, off in my own little world. And then I know a good friend of mine, one of my best friends growing up, we actually formed our own language. And now, like looking back, that was light language, and we really understood each other. Like, so I don't even know how. Like, and that's something I had not thought about until recently. Someone had started asking me when I started speaking light language, but I know it's been since then. And I feel like this comes with each one of us. It is, it's the song of the soul. You know, it is just like we have, no one's voice is the same. They, you know, it's easy to detect voices, you know, voice recognition. So just as unique as each one has a different voice, each light language, we each have our own light language, and the tones and the frequencies, you know, they're different.
Completely different
But
from person to person.
yeah, but you know, in the end, I feel like we'll all be able to understand each other. It might take some time to get there, but yeah, I feel like one unified language. That's my vision for this world. There'd be a lot less confusion, and it's so fun. Like, I know some people. I know, so there was a woman. We were talking about light language, and she was saying how if she gets in a bad mood, she'll just start going and speaking light language, and she's starting to get, you know, triggered or feeling depressed or whatever. And I do the same thing. I'm like talking to my dogs in light language, and they love it. You know, the cats, everything. So the horses. So yeah, it is fun. You can't be in a bad mood and speak light language.
No, you can't.
So
It brings
yeah.
joy innately.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about it is everybody sounds completely different, and their tones are completely different, and the frequencies completely different. But everybody's soul is saying the exact same thing.
So does everybody knows how to speak Latin language?
It's so basically, it's like if you try to think about it, it's not going to work right.
Yeah.
It's meant to be. It's like the language you speak, and you like open your mouth and it just flows out, and at the right time. Like when you feel like, have you ever felt like there was something welling up inside of you that like just like you were like in a state of joy, or like a triumphant feeling, and you just feel this like bubbling up inside of yourself, and it's like if you open your mouth at the right time, it just kind of flows out. Your vibration goes high, and it just kind of happens. Or you can, you know, we can do activations for people. There's all kinds of different ways, but you kind of just have to believe in yourself and just let it flow. And as soon as you do, you'll realize you always have known it. It's the same for everyone.
Well, and sometimes people feel a little silly, like they're, you know, they feel like, but that's just, you know,
that's the mind.
That's what we do to ourselves. But some people feel silly, but there is none of that. Like, there's no right or wrong. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Sorry about.
No,
Like,
you're good.
no, thank you.
It's all good.
Yeah. All right.
Popcorn style, guys. We're gonna pretend we're in Clubhouse.
I'm just waiting for my cat to start talking. He loves it so much. He's here, he's staying. So I won't be surprised if you start talking.
So I've done that. I've gone into some rooms in Clubhouse, and someone's cat was talking and I could understand what it was saying and what was coming through. I was like, is this true? That was a very wild experience.
Salmon.
And yeah.
Salmon.
What?
It was wanting salmon.
Oh, but there was more. It was like, there was more to it, but yeah. So I feel like light language is going to help bridge the gap between us and animals and beings, other beings. So
until telepathy takes hold.
Yeah.
I'm so ready to where all I have to do is eat with this thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to speak with it no more.
Sorry, I don't understand. What do you mean?
My mouth. I don't want to have to. I only want to have to eat with it. I don't want to have
Oh.
to speak with it anymore.
He wants to just have telepathy
Yeah.
communication.
Yeah.
The speed
Well,
of
you
thought.
already have it. It's just
I
not
understand.
everybody gets it. But
Mhm.
yeah, that's the only question. I also liked when you said where you actually just do it and it's flowing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because I always wonder when people say, do you translate when you talk different languages? And I'm thinking, boy, that would be so tiring. When I switch to language, most of the time I just stay in that language. I don't translate. It can happen I don't find a word, so I will have to go over and reconnect to that word. But else I will not translate. It's exhausting. So it was like, oh, same in light language. So I like that.
Yeah.
She gets me.
Well, I know, and it's funny because it's like sometimes I'll get all the interpretation, none or parts of it,
Mhm.
you know. So yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, that's how it works for me. If I'm the one that's speaking it, it's like I get like the last fragment of it
Mhm.
because it's like I'm not listening to it as it comes out.
Yeah.
So when I'm on the receiving end of it, I can feel all of it as it's, you know, I think I need to be more cognizant of the feeling as it's coming out, because I get the feeling as it's coming in.
Mhm.
But in most cases and with most people, I can glean a general interpretation for almost anyone.
Yeah,
And it's
amazing
it's
interpretations.
opening up more and more in the clarity of things, because we're getting things through that have not even been invented yet. And it's like, is that even a thing? And it's like, no, etymologically, yes, it is definitely a thing.
Well, most of the time I'm wondering if it's even a word.
Yeah, or if it's is that even a real word? We look it up. Yep. It's
Yeah.
like, how in the heck did
Yeah.
sometimes it's like it blows my mind. Like, I don't even know how in the heck I got that from that.
It just is.
It just I don't question how it works. It just works.
I also like actually when you do not try to keep it, because people will tell me later, oh, you said that, you know, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't
Yeah.
need to know. And
Mhm.
actually it's the information is, if we need to know something when we're reading somebody or when we're working with somebody, we will know it, because suddenly
Yeah.
they do ting, ting, ting. That's for you
Yeah.
too. I don't know how it is for you guys, but
Yeah.
mine would do kind of ting, ting. You heard that?
I call it
That's
like
for you too.
the neon flashing sign.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
so
Excuse
that's
me.
why I try not to keep too much of interpretation, because of, at least in my case, I've learned when I try to do some interpretation of what I'm getting, boy, can I go wrong, because if I give it just as raw as possible over what I'm getting,
Yeah.
it can come over to the other person in places I would never look.
Mhm.
And would go with their symbol, with that word would have a certain connotation for them that doesn't
Mhm.
necessarily have for me. I even
Mhm.
had
Yeah.
lately a case, I was like, what the heck is going on? How come I got that word in German and that person I was reading in English? And I was like, what the heck? So at the end, it was so bugging me. So I actually used the translator to see if another word would come. And I would not have used that word in English, although I know the word, but it would not have come out of my normal vocabulary.
Yeah.
And that was the precise word.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So sometimes we're just not. And so if we just get our stupid ego out of the way and just
Yeah.
deliver, then it's best. At least
Yes.
that's my own experience,
Mm.
my humble experience. But yeah.
No, completely agree.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. If I tried to interpret any of this with my mind, I'd question and second guess myself 7 times and then be stuck there and forgot what was how it even felt. I'd be sitting there looking stupid, going, "Oh man, damn, I'm gonna look stupid now."
Don't you have that too? Because
Yeah,
sometimes they bring me stuff and I'm like, that's probably just my mind playing with me, you
yeah,
know, like a stupid thing that is just playing around, like ping ponging. And after the second, third time, I'm like, okay, I will say it. I feel so stupid, but okay, I'll deliver. And guess what? Usually it totally makes sense, just not for us. And it
That's your
can be
first instinct.
completely stupid for you, I mean, myself. And then for them, it's like, oh, yeah. And you're thinking, like, really? Thank you.
I think where humanity went wrong is when they invented the question mark. Period.
Wrong.
Honestly,
Well,
like if we never question anything, we would all be on the path innately.
Oh,
well, the inventor would be gone.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's true.
Guys,
It's all for perspective.
Guys, I just want to just say hello to people that have not been on stage. I'm watching all these people. I just want to acknowledge everyone who's joining us at like almost 10 o'clock tonight. We got Bobby, Emily, Pamela, Rachel, Helen, Nicole, Vincent, Sam, Vicky, Jennifer, Carol, Karen, Kath, Vikia, Angela, Yael, Julia, me, Michelle, Bobby, and Juliana. Welcome, everybody. And Royden, who's being admitted to the stage right now. Guys, for just joining us everywhere in the world right now. You know, we're keeping politics out of this. We're keeping religion out of this. Let's just kind of keep it clean. And, you know, we have all the time in the world, you know, I have nowhere to go. Tomorrow's my day off. And I'm just going to get ready for the next event a month from today. And we have to decide if we're going to do it Thanksgiving weekend or the weekend before. So I'm curious what you guys want to do. If you want to do it Thanksgiving weekend, which we did last year, it was pretty successful because some people had nowhere to go. And what else are you going to do? If you have nowhere else to go or what to do, it's Thanksgiving weekend. It's not Thanksgiving Day. It's like a couple of days away. So I want you to let me know what you want to do for next month. If we're going to do it the weekend of Thanksgiving, the weekend before Thanksgiving, okay? That's all we got to work on. I'm willing to do it. It's been a hell of a couple of weeks for me. And we're coming into 9:47. And we have some people who just joined us today right now on the platform. So thank you guys. And I love and support you all. And I want to give you like an opportunity to share. You know, it's been a crazy week. I lost a really good friend of mine and it shouldn't have happened. I don't want to get into it, but it's been a really sad, depressing week for not me. This is my third death in about 2 weeks. Not my death, but other people's death. So it makes you really reflect upon your life and everything around you. So thank you being here in my life and being supportive in my life, because I'm going to keep doing this. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep making this happen. As you know, if you keep showing up, I'll show up. You know, if you want to do this, I'll do this. And as well as I keep doing my private sessions, and I want you to continue doing your private sessions and keep giving everything that you have in your life to make your call and your passion and your purpose. Making it so people remember you. How do you live your dash? And make sure that you, I hate to say this, but make sure that you have your directives. If you understand what directives means, it means, how do you want to die? How do you want to die? How do we want to live and how do we want to die? We have to really take a look upon this right now in our life. Hey, I took the shot. I had to take the shot. I had to take the shot or I was going to die. I have a autoimmune disorder, and they told me that if I didn't do it, it might be worse than it would be if I didn't do it. So I had to do it. Guys, I'm still here today. I'm fighting my fight. I'm going to do this. But we can all do this together, okay? We all have our own decisions and our conscious actions, and we have to do what we have to do. I've been 30 years trying to do with my own autoimmune disorder, and I will use my mask. Anybody that I use coming into my space in my office, no big deal. I'll put my mask on, no problem. That's nothing. But when someone starts coughing and sneezing, you start fucking freaking out. You look around, you're going, oh my God, like, why do we like react and all of a sudden be cough and a sneeze? Honestly, wherever we are, we react of a cough and a sneeze. Can't do that. We have to really take a look upon our reaction and our reflection in the world of how we respond to what's happening in our lives. So I'd like to open up to the floor if anyone would like to comment upon that. I'm not here to make any judgments or anything. I'm just letting you know. It's been a really hard time for me this past couple of weeks. And I'm still doing this, and it's not going to be over because we're going to have a ceremony for Donna Reina Sessler on the 14th of November. If you know her, love her, and support her, some of you hate her, it doesn't matter. We've all had our loves and support and everything, and in our lives of people who have changed our lives. It's going to be on the 14th of November on a Sunday. It's going to be in November in Hollywood. And we're going to do a auction. We need to raise some money to help support the family of the unexpected expenses that came upon the family. So if you guys would like to donate a session, a 30-minute session, a 50-minute session, a product, a course, anything that can help us raise money to help bring some support to the whole family, I greatly appreciate that. So this is, again, it's going to be on the 14th of this November from about 12 o'clock to about 7 o'clock. And we have a private location. And we also have a beachfront opportunity. We have a pool. We also have what is it called? An ozone therapy kind of room, kind of crazy kind of thing.
The sauna.
Yeah, a sauna. Yeah, it's not a sauna. He calls it like a small, like more like a, it's not a sauna. It's like, like you can, the other infusion of like bringing the energy into the body. It's not sauna. Okay, yes, Julia. Nothing?
I wasn't saying anything.
So
I'm happy to offer, if somebody wants to work with me, I'm happy to offer 45 minutes or so. I'm going to get a booster. I was considering getting it before, and I was like, no, there's this weekend, I cannot be with fever. And for me, it's, I said to myself, there are so many people who are afraid about the shedding and the stuff. I just said to my body, whatever you're doing, you're going to keep me healthy and in good condition. And my DNA is going to be fine. It's the same power you use for everything else. I'm going to use it also there. And I've seen my son get sick and his girlfriend get sick, although they were vaccinated, but they thought they had a cold. So it works for them. I've seen the brother of my husband who got, in England, he got several days into intensive care unit. He was intubated. Okay, did he have some issues? Weight and stuff? Yes. And my husband is my ex, but we're still married. He had a long COVID. So I'm not eager on getting COVID. So that's my personal, but I have friends who didn't want to vaccinate in Switzerland. But I personally, I believe in my power of healing with the vaccine and taking whatever there is working my DNA, so I'm going to be fine. That's my personal 2 cents. So I pass on the baton.
So, Miss Sheri, first of all, just met all of you, but I'm sorry for your loss or your losses. And up on my end, I'll be praying for you and their families. I'm not a reader or anything. I'm just learning about all of these, but I'm looking forward to learn more about this. But my heart is with you and with them, and hopefully I get to see you guys in the future. That's it.
You can continue.
Oh no, that was it. I was just sharing my heartfelt, condolences and praying for you and them. And I'm not again, I'm not as spiritually as advanced as everybody here. Seems like I'm just learning from you guys. So I can't read for people or anything.
So you're a newbie in receiving, basically.
I am like a rookie for sure.
You're a newbie in receiving, no problem. We accept that.
Yes,
And,
ma'am.
and I just want to let you know that, we did have a death within our community in the past week. So there's a little bit sadness, that's kind of, we're going to continue what we're doing, but there's always going to be the person that you're going to miss, she would always be here and she'd be the last one to leave. The last one to leave, I always want to make that one last sale. So if anybody knows Donna Reina Sessler, please, hold your hand up and, acknowledge her as well. But anyone who's joining us right now, it's 10 o'clock at night. What else are we going to do? Where are we going to go? We all need each other. We need to support each other. And how can we support you? What's going on in your life? We're not going anywhere. It kind of sucks that we're sitting here and just waiting on a Saturday night to we used to have a great time on Halloween night, right? But we found other alternatives and look at us now. Look at us now. Okay, guys, it's okay that we're here together. Acknowledge it. It's okay. We're going to wake up tomorrow. It's another day. We don't have to put, it's another massive day. I honestly it's another fucking math day. Does anyone want to share, support me here in this conversation?
I just want to say that I feel Donna's presence, and I can still see her saying, "Oh, you're the Queen of Hearts." Yes, you're the Queen of Hearts. I already told you. And then every time I will see her, she will say the same thing. Do you know you're the Queen of Hearts? Oh yeah, I told you. And yesterday we were talking about flowers for her, and even though I said white roses because we were talking about white roses a couple of weeks ago. Yesterday night, she came really, really strongly with pink roses. So I think I'm gonna mix those two, Sheri. And I know she's here because she was always present, and I know she's here. And I just want to acknowledge how beautiful of a human being she was, and she's in the light right now. And thank you, Sheri, for opening these for us, for the people who love her, that knew her, and for the people who didn't get a chance to know her, but can hear stories about her from us. Also, Bielka, I'm glad we kind of open this door for you. Like I told you before, super strong. Just girl, go get it. Go get them. Go get the information that you're getting into. Go enter this realm that is, it's always been there, and somehow we have blinders for some time, and that's why you're here. You needed to open your eyes to this new world for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, and with that, I want to thank everybody that
I have one.
came. Yes.
Okay, so Miss Sheri, so of course, I'm new to the group or whatever, but I have to say one thing. So I happen to be a widow. My husband, I'm 47 now, but my husband died 11 years ago, and it was a total surprise the way that he passed. But I feel his presence up to this date, and even as it happened back 11 years ago, there were a few things that unfolded that it was like crazy. Like I went to his truck and I turned it on, and it was our wedding song playing in the truck. I was like, okay, you're here. I know that you're here with me. So my point is, they never leave you. They never leave your side. And it's 11 years to this day. Well, November 19th is going to be 11 years. But I still feel their presence, and they're here with us. And I've had other stories, but it's probably not the forum. Maybe, I don't know. My point is that they go, but they leave. Their presence continues, and you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel their presence, and yeah, it's never ending. Our life.
By the way, he comes to you in songs. If you think about it and you hear a text, then look for it, because that's what I got. Okay. So look for the text. Sometimes he might be sending you some heart messages.
I'll show you our picture back in the day. That was me in a good hair day with him.
Oh, lovely.
In New York back. Oh my goodness.
But he's in communication with you. So when you think of him and you suddenly, not like, let me think of him, but when you think of him and you hear a text, so look, there might be a few words. It's not going to be the whole text, but you might feel certain words where you connect to.
Well, what I was saying, oh, thank you so much. But that's true. I'm just saying to Miss Sheri, it's like their spirit continues, and thank you so much for sharing that with me. Just a thought.
I was also going to say that he's going to help. You said you don't do readings or anything yet.
Oh,
and I want to emphasize yet.
Like, you guys are super advanced. I'm like, oh.
I feel like he's going to help you a lot and help expand those gifts for you.
Thank you.
You've got a good team, so it's exciting, and I can feel him there just waiting to help you.
Oh, thanks. I didn't mean
it is showing me how it says, like, take out the Ohrenstöpsel. When you go to a concert and it's too loud,
yeah,
so you put stuff in your ears. So he's saying take those out, not in the concert, but as if to be ready to listen.
Ready to listen.
Do you get what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and by the way, I call Sheri the godmother of healers and psychic and mediums. So get ready, because you've been here with many people who are very strong activator. So stuff is coming for you, girl.
To me? Are you talking to me, or are you talking?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sheri godmother.
Sheri godmother.
Literally sounds like fairy godmother.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you.
We had a lot of fairy talk today too.
Not the whip,
the pixie
but
dust.
Magic stick.
Yeah, the little magic wand.
She hides it, but boy, it's there.
I love it. Thank you.
Yes, you have no idea who I am.
Yeah, I can attest to that. She's definitely the godmother of a lot of us. Well, beautiful people, I just want to thank you for allowing me to be here with you today. Looking forward to seeing you next time. Sending you lots of love and light your way. Like I mentioned before, we just started our half of the year night of shadow, and I'm getting ready to prepare for tomorrow. So thanks again. Love you guys. Thank you, Sheri.
Love you too.
Love you.
Love you,
Bye.
Angela. It's good to see you again.
Bye.
Thanks
Bye,
for all your help
Bye.
and all that you do. Thank
My
you.
pleasure. Always a pleasure.
I'm gonna head out as well. I can see that my body's saying, go rest. What are you still doing up? And I can hear my kids getting a little bit reckless downstairs. So I think the second part of my humanness needs to go and participate before. But I want to just mention that I'm just so honored to be with all of you. This is like I've been asking for a soul group, and trust me, I've been on my own for a long time. And it's just like I had blinders on for a while, and I just I finally said, screw it. I'm gonna go and find my own, family, and because, I'm in a family of all individuals who are not awake, who haven't recognized their gifts fully, but I can see the transformations happening within them, and it's pretty amazing. But there's still, so I'm pretty quiet around them because I don't really need to do anything. They just I go into my own quiet activations and just blast my light as big as I can in places where I feel that can really use the love, and they don't need to know what I'm doing, because I notice that if I speak as my human and start doing that, they just get turned off, and then they start closing down. So I just stay as an open channel as much as I can, and even with neighbors who may be fighting or stuff. And one day I went outside, and one of my neighbors, his son, who's probably like 20 now, and he was like really, really raging angry. I'm like, that's it. I'm getting my drum out. I'm getting my sage and everything, and all was well after like 20 minutes. So it's just a matter of blowing it up and allowing, and I don't mean literally, I mean just like with, light, and expanding it as much as I possibly can as an individual, and allowing all my nature connections and all of cosmic connections wherever we truly come from, and I know that I come from, deep source with lots of gifts to bring, and it's just been an incredible journey. If I really look at all the steps and the yellow brick road that everybody has gone down, it's like, wow.
Your
So
family is going to appreciate you later on when they
my
wake
husband is
up.
already, my husband is already awakened. I'm like,
But
who
I
are
mean,
you?
the extent that
It's
they
like,
are, the
wow.
more
Yeah.
they will come later.
Yeah.
And I was getting like on the lower base, like there is an osmosis happening. So it's happening below. It's not in that consciousness yet, but it is happening. And they're showing me that in particles.
Yeah.
So,
And it's interesting to see the transformation. My husband has made a 360, and it's just like, wow, the more I open, the more he opens. So just remember that the more you open, the more your partners open, and it's just a gift to them. And then it resonates like a domino effect to the other family members too. So it's just like, wow, okay. I've never seen this character before, so I'm going to invite it in and really bless it and say thank you and all that great stuff. So yeah.
Julianne Rose,
Yes,
are you on Clubhouse?
I am.
Okay, all right, cool. Because I'm getting told to get with you on some shamanic journeying stuff because I have there's a lot being given as far as that goes lately.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
all right.
Yeah.
And I love what you
Well,
did with your neighbor. I just want to say that that's a beautiful thing. I love that you did that. And
that's not how I do it. And you know, during this autumnal and winter seasons, what I end up doing is, you know, I go into a hibernation. What that really means is I'm going inward even more,
yeah.
and for a deeper expansion. It's kind of like I'm seeding something. And so I tell that to my audience often, like, I'm going inward now because, you know, that's what I'm meant to do in the winter and
Yeah.
fall seasons. It's just like nature. I go inward and I seed whatever I need to seed, and by spring I'm coming up with something and birthing something new. But I have to do that because my body, the gridding system on my actual physical body is always tells me that. It's like, you're down, you got to go now. There's no waiting for it. You got to go, and no more family functions. The entertainment has to go. You know, stop sitting around and watching, you know, football with your family, with your husband. You don't even like it anyways. So go.
We
I
haven't
just
even
don't
turned
do
on a
that.
TV in over 4 months.
Yeah,
Not
I
once.
don't really watch it. I just sit there. You know, I do what Dr. Hugh Lin. I learned from the Ho'oponopono prayer many years ago that Dr. Hugh Lin did, is whenever I do something, I have to be in full presence of it. And when I sit there and I'm there present and choosing to be there with my family just because I want to be there, I need to be in full presence, and I need to give all the I love you and thank you ceremonial prayers that I possibly can, maybe even speak light language silently within me, so that, you know, I'm just transforming the situation as it is.
Your eagle is still on me again. She did an incredible, it was amazing. And suddenly I felt the eagle on me and the wings, and I can still feel it on my back. So he's less heavy, but I can still feel that presence. So I'm wondering what's going on. Is it yours, or did another one decide to come over to me?
No,
I'm
it's
like,
mine.
what is happening?
Roy did a reading for me and really brought it in. Julia, were you there? Angela was there, and Roy did a reading. I think I have it here. And yeah, that was one of the first things he had mentioned, was the eagle and the Indian chief, and
Indian
going
chief.
beyond the boundaries and all that stuff. And you know, I have that in my bloodline. I have a chief in my bloodline. And
what is he doing here? That's my question, because I don't know anything of that.
Oh,
and
you
I
could
feel it so strong. So
Yeah,
that's like, what is going on? It's not
So-
in my bloodline.
sorry.
No, it's
Yeah.
okay. I mean, I'm honored. It's just like, what's going on? You
Let-
know?
Let's do a little pause. Let's do a little pause. And sorry, my throat is closing up. Let's do a little pause. My guys are having a little party here. It's 10:15, and we are live on YouTube and Facebook and everything else. They're hearing everything you guys are talking about. So I think we need to possibly cut this subject off and go behind the scenes and have a private communication. You know, it's you know, I don't know how long we're gonna keep talking.
Godly discernment.
Yeah, we need to have some discernment here because my throat is kind of closing up at this point.
Well then, I can
Um,
make, okay.
we can take this outside this room, and we can go to zoomsherry.com, and we can have our own little private conversation and party. But I think we probably need to cut this off because we are live. You
Got
know,
it.
you know what I'm saying? They don't need to hear everything that we're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
No? You guys
I
agree?
completely understand.
Yeah.
Hi to Emily. We didn't
Hi,
say
Emily.
say hi to Emily.
And I wish
Say hi
Kath
to
was still
Emily.
here. This would be a great time to have had her sing us a song because she sings like a freaking angel.
Oh, did she leave?
Yeah, I don't see her in here
Well, if
anymore.
Emily is still there, say hi to Emily because we didn't get to say hi to
I
her.
know I
Yeah.
did. I said hi to Emily.
Yeah, if we want to do like some music or something else to change the subject a little bit. I know Joan Francis, it's like 10 o'clock our time, it's 3 o'clock her time. It's 3
She's
o'clock in
still
the morning. She's still up, yeah.
hanging tough.
She's still here, hanging on. I know
Yeah, I
every,
just
you
came
know,
on to say goodbye.
that what?
I just came back on. I'm tucked up in bed and I just came on to say good night. I had a great day and loved seeing everybody again today. So
Mm.
yeah, I kind of hung on in there. So that was brilliant. Okay.
I'm so glad to see you today, that you survived to today, this weekend, guys. You know, we did it. You did it. We got one more month. We'll see you next month. You got one more month to pull it together.
Yep.
Yep.
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah.
But I just I'm only for the like, I don't think we're live. We're not live anymore. We're good. We're good. So we can continue this all night long. I just didn't want to be live on Facebook anymore.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't want anyone to like, watch every action that I have in my life, on Facebook. So
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Can I ask a question? Where is everybody from? Are we
What?
all across the United States, or is this like worldwide?
A what?
So where are we all calling from? Because I'm in Texas, but are there people from outside the USA, within the United States, or?
Joan Francis isn't.
Joan
Okay.
Francis is leaving us right now. She's from Scotland.
Scotland. Wow.
And Royden is from Australia.
Oh, wow.
A lot of the people here in the room are from the United States. So it's 10 o'clock our time, which is also 3 o'clock their time. They should be in bed by now or waking up tomorrow morning. So guys, it doesn't matter. The fact is that we're here together. I think it's pretty freaking cool. Where are you guys from? Tell us. Karen, where are you from? Vincent, Sam, Rosa, Emily, I know Rochelle, I know where you are, Nicole. Bring yourself out. You're not on Facebook anymore. We're good.
You're still recording.
Oh.
No, it says recording paused.
Really? Because I see it red like.
Yeah, it says